Boom. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and welcome to an unboxing and review of what could potentially be the designer release of the year in terms of men's fragrances. You think this time of the year, and you know there are several fragrance companies and lines that just stand above the rest. And I believe one of the most well-known and beloved fragrance And I believe that one of the most well-known and beloved fragrance houses with one of the most popular fragrance lines ever made has dropped the potential designer release of the year 2026. And that is none other than Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue EDP, the 2026 edition. And so we're going to jump into this fragrance, talk about it, dive in. And this review is already off to an incredible start just because of how this fragrance came in the mail and the packaging that it arrived in, because I'll give them credit. They already have me won over just by the packaging, and you'll see that in a moment. But let's jump in and talk about the new Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue EDP. So as you already saw, the bag and the box that it came in with, the envelope and the wrapping paper, guys, I just ordered this fragrance off of their website. I didn't get it from anywhere special or unique. I just went straight online because I couldn't wait till it got to Joma's shop. I just had to get this as soon as I could after smelling it in store. And as you saw, it came in that nice pink box, had the opening to it. They went above and beyond with the packaging. And that's not even counting this nice, almost like kind of velvet box that they give you, which first off, it's super nice. Got the notes, got the name of the house and everything. The nice gold Dolce & Gabbana emblem. This is one of those boxes that if you get goosebumps from stuff of this texture, you'll definitely get it here just because of how the box is. But guys, Dolce & Gabbana has went above and beyond. And here it is, the new light blue fragrance. I'm trying to make sure, didn't forget anything, no shot. They provided us with a Dolce & Gabbana tester strip. That is crazy. I have my own, so I'm going to use this one for keeping. But guys, you know the drill at this point with Dolce & Gabbana. The box and the presentation of this is super clean. Now, let's see here. The lid is a little loose compared to what I would like it to be. You do see this. I don't know. The atomizer is spraying around. But as you see, super nice. You got the Dolce & Gabbana logo on the top. You got light blue. It's a cap that clicks into place. It is a little bit of a spinny and squeaky cap, which I don't know if that's how it is normally, but this is a 50 ml bottle, as it is with all their fragrances. Super nice presentation though. And yeah, this stuff really is great. I'll give them kudos where kudos is due. Obviously you have the everything on the front, the concentration that's at 50 ml. And then the back, which just has yellow mandarin, seawater cypress, and cedarwood, which I had the official Fragrantica notes pulled up, and it's very different than that. So at least it expounds more. But enough talking about the presentation. I really like it. They've already got in 100 out of 10 just because of the box and the bag that it came in. But that's enough yapping on that. Let's go to the price and then to the smell. All right, so real quick here with the price. I got a 50 ml and it was $130 US. Now the 100 ml, a little bit better of a deal. It's $160, so not a terrible price, all things considered. But just for me and my fragrance collection, it's gonna be really hard. I just now, like as of a week ago, that I'm the time I'm recording this, ran out of my Prada Sport. That was the first fragrance bottle I've ever worn. And I wore that once a week, 10 sprays every week for the last couple years. So I only get really 50 mils most of the time, unless it's something that I'm just in love with, and I know that I'm going to go through it. And I really do love this fragrance, as we'll get into, but nice little 50 mil, $130. I expect it to be maybe closer to the 100 range once it hits discounters, but this is a brand new summertime release, and so I can kind of, I guess, see their logic there. Not horrible pricing, but let's jump in and see how this thing smells. All right, so we got the cap off here ready to spray. I'll spray away from my notes and things over here. Okay. Atomizer does spray pretty good. I don't think it's pressurized, but my goodness, guys. This is the reason why I bought this fragrance. I went into Dillard's. I think I've told this story once or twice already. But I went into Dillard's, I guess a couple weeks ago, and smelled all the new fragrance releases. Probably 20 new different scents hit my nose that day. And out of all of them, this stood out above all, which was crazy to me. I've never been a huge light blue fan, just like I've never been a huge Acqua di Gio fan. But for some reason, what they've both been coming out with recently has been insanely good. And this top note is the opening of this fragrance. I'm speechless. I have the official notes here. As you mentioned, the box only has yellow mandarin, seawater, cypress, and cedarwood. The Fragrantica here, the notes I have, yellow mandarin, bergamot, grapefruit, cardamom, and then seawater, juniper berries, and cypress, and then ambroxan, cedarwood, and patchouli. It's a nice, sweet, mature, citrus blast of an opening. The yellow mandarin's in there. The grapefruit, it's real juicy and ripe, and it's right up there at the top with the bergamot as well. The grapefruit in this is completely different than what you get in Light Blue Forever, because I wasn't a huge fan of that fragrance. That's a rindy, almost like tart kind of grapefruit. That's not what this is. Everything works together so well, and I almost maybe get like of a YSL Y Live kind of an opening. It's that bright, that zingy, that great of a pop of citrus, at least when you first smell it. But guys, this is what got my attention, and I can imagine the nice aromatic, light, woody touch that it's going to get with the juniper, the cypress, the cedarwood, and some of that seawater note that's kind of giving this aquatic, marine, fresh vibe. This is that typical light blue DNA, but with this EDP, from what I've noticed at least so far, it's more fresher, it's more sweeter, it just has more of a citrus forward focus, less aquatics, more citrus. And I think this is suited maybe for dudes a little bit older in age. I can think of some of the other light blue fragrances and kind of point towards some of the younger crowd. I think this plays well for anybody and everybody. This is going to be a crowd pleaser. But at least from what I'm getting, maybe dudes in their 20s and 30s, this would kind of be right up their alley. But super good stuff. If you love the light blue DNA, I think you're going to really love this fragrance. It keeps itself true to the original, but also puts it in a 2026 modernized version. And I can't get over the opening here. Some of this juniper and cypress is starting to come in. This is a fantastic fragrance. And that's why I said this has the potential to be the designer release of the year. I've already talked to several people that work directly in fragrances that have the inside scoop, and they're all pointing back to this one. As this new light blue release, there's something just very special about it. It's different, it's unique. This stuff is incredible, guys. I cannot lie to you. This, along with maybe 2 to 3 other fragrances, will be heavily used in my rotation as the scents of the summer. And it lasts a long time. Obviously, they're in Broxton. We'll jump into that here in a moment, but I don't know what else to say. This stuff is fantastic, at least so far through the top and through the mid. 10 out of 10. I'm in love with this stuff, and it only gets better as you hit the dry down. And so that's kind of the smell. If you love the light blue DNA, throw a whole bunch of juicy, fresh citruses in there, almost like a fruit basket kind of a vibe. Very realistic, natural, nothing synthetic or artificial. Add those two combinations together, and you're going to get the new light blue EDP. This stuff's incredible. But with all that being said, let's carry onward here and finish out the last couple subjects with our review. So the performance and the longevity before we touch on seasonality to close. Really with this stuff having ambroxan in the base and with it being an EDP concentration compared to some of the other EDTs they've come out with, this stuff is going to get the job done. As I've said earlier, summertime fragrances typically get a bad rap just with their longevity. A lot of people think heavy citruses doesn't really stay on your skin long, and a lot of it just goes to a skin sit after like 4 to 5 hours, which is not ideal, especially in this economy and in the world that we live in, trying to get our fragrances out there. So with this, from the one time that I wore it, now keep in mind, kind of similar with the Acqua di Gio review, whether that's come before or after this one. This is kind of in the same ballpark, a little bit longer lasting than Acqua di Gio Profundo EDP. I get about 9 to 9.5 hours on skin, maybe about a foot and a half of projection comfortably. And then it starts to settle in more to a skin sit, maybe around like hour 7 to 8, and then kind of lasts you on throughout. So really this stuff gets the job done, easily gets me through the day. I remember spraying this on in the morning and going all throughout my day and even getting all the way almost to the evening time right around dinner. And this stuff was still working well. People were still noticing me. I was getting those compliments on skin. And so I'm a huge fan of this. I mean, the performance, the longevity, the scent profile that it carries. This is not like a Creed Virgin Island water where the scent is amazing, but then the performance and longevity are ghosts. That's not the case here with Light Blue. It's just incredible. I don't know how else to say it. And I don't know what particular note it is. Maybe just the combination that is really appealing to me in this moment. But with the scent profile and then how long it lasts me throughout the day compared to the other things it's competing against, and even compared to other Light Blues, I'm very pleased. Very, very happy. So I think it checks both the boxes there. Of course, I'd get a better idea as I continue to wear this throughout the middle to spring to then early summer that's coming up. So just figured I'd throw that in there. We'll touch on seasonality and give you my final thoughts, but let's finish out this review strong. As you can probably infer from everything I've said so far up to this point, this is a summertime fragrance. I mean, between the bottle, I'll pull the box out right here, the color scheme, everything about it, especially even tying in with the notes and all that this fragrance is being marketed as. This is a summertime release. Daytime, nighttime, you know, especially in the warmer months, I don't really put too much thought into this has to be a summer daytime versus a summer nighttime. I think this would work anytime, anywhere. It's mature, it's classy, it's sweet, and it'll get you a lot of compliments. And so wear this anywhere that you find yourself in this summer, any occasion. I'll wear this on a date. I'll wear this on vacation. I'll wear this to the office. I would preach in this fragrance. It can do all of those things in one. It's that versatile. And everybody that has smelled it on me has loved it. Head over heels, fan favorite. And that's why I've kind of hyped this fragrance up in terms of the potential that it has, because this could really be one of the top-selling summertime releases. Because you take a brand as familiar as Dolce & Gabbana, a line as popular as Light Blue, one of the 2 to 3 most successful fragrance lines ever created, and then you come out with a new version that makes what was already incredible somehow even better. I think you're setting yourself up for success. So anytime, anywhere, don't matter the temperature, don't matter the time of day or the occasion, this can be a great summertime fragrance. And I think if you haven't picked this one up, if you're a fan of the Light Blue line, I highly recommend getting your nose on this. This stuff is special. And so let me know what you think about it down in the comment section below. I'll be responding and interacting with you guys down there. And let me know, where does this fragrance rank in terms of designer releases for the year? Is this going to be something that you're checking out, or is there another fragrance out there that is still, in your mind, on that pole position for summer 2026? Let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We got another devotional coming out soon, so stay tuned for that Sunday night. But until then, stay safe, and God bless.